Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's your friendly intergalactic warp reactor Greg here, and we're getting ready to watch Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5 Episode 2 Shades of Green. Now we might think, is this about Tendi? And we could think that, and with this creative team, they could give us a Tendi episode or something completely different that we didn't see coming. Either way, friends, I think we're in for a ride. Before we get started on that ride, though, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time we board the USS Cerritos. And of course, if there's anything that we do, Lower Decks included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description, my friends. But if you're not a fan of Patreon, no problem. Stick with us on YouTube memberships. We get all the episodes out about a day early, plus any bonus episodes that we have. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for a new story as we watch Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 2, Shades of Green. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go! Place your bets, place your bets. Is this a Tendi-specific episode? I'm going with no, because they always fool me. It's a Tendi-specific episode. I have been fooled yet again.
Oh, not quite enough, Green. You take our ship, we take your lives.
Or
Let's try again. Maybe run a double broadside
it's a
protocol.
lot of snacks.
Ooh, look at you, Miss Starfleet, speaking like a true Orion general.
That's enough battle strategy for tonight. It's getting late.
Just 10 more minutes.
We barely even pillaged.
Okay.
10 more minutes of battle strategy.
Yeah, all good. Just a little bit of heartburn.
Well, luckily we've got a doctor in the room. Better safe than sorry.
Ugh, get away from me with that Starfleet crap.
What's the matter?
I just had a few too many slug rolls. Drop it.
That's the thing about Tendi. She can't. She needs to make everybody like her. She's grown past that, I know. I mean, season 1, Tendi craved everybody's affection, and we all know that that was in an effort to make up for the stereotypical Orion views that everyone had. Such a let me ask everybody a question, because I mean, we have to at this point. At this point in the story, who is your favorite lower decker? And you don't have to say, I love Mariner more than everybody else. Maybe it's today. Who is your favorite lower decker? And has your favorite changed over the course of these, 4+ seasons? I'm very curious, because I went into this thinking that Bradward, because of Jack Quaid, Boimler would be my absolute favorite, and I love Boimler, but it has since ping-ponged around through quite a few of them, but it's usually Beckett. Beckett is somebody that I desperately need to see story continue. All of these stories need to continue, but I need to know what happens to Beckett.
The Cerritos has arrived at Targalis 9.
Targalis.
Most Targalians have embraced their new way of life, as evidenced by the planet-wide celebration.
No money, no problems.
Whoop, I got your back, Ensign. Remember, Boimler's pointer number 3. Lift with the legs, and your spine will be fine.
Is Boimler trying to grow a beard and can't?
You finished converting the stock exchange into an animal hospital?
Yeah, smells a lot better in there now, believe it or not. Wait, Boims, don't move. There's something on your face.
Is it a bug?
Worse, it is a weird little mustache.
Haha, very funny. Always research flora and fauna on a new planet. You never know what might be trying to kill you.
You've never had pointers before.
Pointers, not pointers. I read a, biography.
Yes, and that other universe pad will never be a problem.
Go enjoy the planet-wide party.
I don't know. The pointers have kept us ahead of schedule.
Exactly.
The pointers are working.
I could be the fun boss. Brad Boimler, fun boss. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm in. Ensigns, why don't you take an hour off? You've earned it.
Yeah!
He took his own pointer. We're gonna find out what's wrong with De'Erica.
But there's just too much on the line. And now I have to keep my pregnancy secret.
Woo!
We've been summoned before the Orion Pirate Queen.
Oh.
Apparently they aren't too happy with our pirate war.
Oh, well.
Well, is there anything else you need to tell me?
Yeah. If you keep standing in dark rooms, people are gonna think you're a creep.
I'm so paranoid. I've convinced myself that the Erica has orchestrated this whole thing to keep Tendy around. Oh my god.
Would you mind teaching me how to repair the shuttle?
I wish I could be your study buddy, but my implant is having a hard time connecting to this old door.
I will wait.
Oh, you mean just stand there right behind my back, staring off into space and doing nothing?
That is
Yes.
correct.
That's not off-putting at all, is it, Rutherford?
With each of you pirating the other, there's no new booty flowing into the Syndicate. We can barely afford to feed our blizzards.
So funny.
It's bullshit. You tried to steal it from us first, and it's pronounced Orion.
Enough!
Orion.
I order you to settle this as the ancients did, with a sail ship race through the Exelon Nebula.
Okay, maybe it'll be fun.
It will not be fun.
This will not be fun.
The losing house will be removed from the Syndicate, and their wealth given to the winner.
Oh.
Hope you ladies like to lose.
It's Bert.
As Prime, you should probably stay far from any gravitons and chronotons and any other dangerous tons.
Tons.
I can't believe you were okay leaving.
Yeah, you're trying to be a fun boss, and I'm just trying to be a responsible boss.
Listen, my pointer is shave.
They should have been back by now.
Damn. Now this is buffer time. Respect.
Buffer time.
Yeah, we've actually run into a bit of, hey!
Everything's going great, Commander. Should be done on time.
Glad to hear it. Love that you two are sharing a comm badge.
Love that you two are sharing a comm badge.
Too weird. Lying to your superiors, growing that thing on your face. You're not acting like yourself. What's the deal?
Nothing.
He's acting like himself.
Pointer number 17. I always set a rendezvous point in case we get separated.
Boimler always thinks he needs to get his life directions from a book or some type of other source when he can just do it himself.
The countdown has begun. May the best Orion win.
That's Queen Ursula. Oh, good. It's our crew, Tendy's original crew, the dancer and the one that wants to teach night classes. Rutherford, I think you got it, buddy.
What are you doing up there?
I decided to attempt some more advanced repairs on this shuttle's vector control system.
Oh,
How'd you do?
Perhaps you can show me my error.
it's okay. This thing's basically held together with spit and string. Let me take over for a sec.
You must teach Rutherford. He just doesn't want to do anything it's not with Tendy.
See that guy? That's a museum director. I just shotgunned some alien beers with him. That's not important. He said he saw your team over there. Go!
Being kidnapped?
Not everyone on Targalis is happy about the removal of capitalism. We have elitist terrorist cells popping up all over the continent.
Elitist terrorist cells. The top 1%.
Boimler, do you have your own comm badge? Need me to send you one?
No thanks. I'm gonna need to commandeer your hover cruiser, ma'am. Official, post-scarcity business.
Sure, I'll just replicate a new one.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Yes, totally.
But-
you are sitting on it backwards.
Yep, that's from the trailer. I love these solar sail ships. They're so cool.
Blues are firing on us, but sail ships don't have weapons.
Well, theirs does.
She's starting fights when she should be focused on racing. But we have to defend ourselves. No, we don't.
Then Tendy, you do it.
Also, I am the goddamn mistress of the winter constellation. Are you proposing a mutiny? Yes, but a gentle, supportive mutiny. A cutiny.
A cutiny. I'm gonna write that shit down.
We had a little meeting back there, and...
We've decided on a cutiny.
Are you working with the f***ing blues? Little help?
A little help. Elitist terrorists. Hilarious.
These guys aren't cut out for this. They've strapped weapons to their household robots, see? That one's trying to sweep up with a disruptor.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
This is a gardener's arrest. Hands up, or I'll prune you.
You got a pointer for this?
I do, but now I'm not gonna say it.
Hilarious. This is a gardener's arrest. Oh, prepare to be boarded. What are you gonna do here?
I know you're pregnant!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. I read your logs.
Those are private!
We need to concentrate on everything here, everybody.
Too late! Brace for impact!
Ooh. That is not good.
I am programmed to mow, not kill. I cannot predict what my jumble of commands may cause me to do.
Well, that set my mind at ease.
It's got the 2 comm badges.
This isn't either of our faults. It is possible to do everything right and still get your away team kidnapped by the corporate elite.
It's Picard.
Oh my god, they're f***ing dead!
Oh, I forgot to water them. I have failed as a guard and a gardener.
But they were just taken.
I was actually born mid-sword fight during the Battle of Thurot. Stop defending her! She lied to us! Actually, I only lied to you.
They know.
And Orion Law would require you, the current mistress, to stay and train her for the next 14 years.
And I didn't trust you, to Erica.
Maybe not. Everyone up. Starfleet here finally has a plan.
Gonna hitch a ride to a comet?
We'll never catch them. Not with that attitude. You're pirating for 2 now.
Hitch a ride to a comet. Come on, catch a ride! Or whatever the hell that is, flying through space.
What did you do?
Vulcans do not require as much sleep as humans.
I fixed it.
I am failing to find the logic in your dissatisfaction.
It's done.
Tendy and I used to work on this every day. It was our project. She'll be so sad it's done.
The act of collaboration is more important than the work itself.
Yep.
My request for your aid in studying was an exaggeration. I was trying to deceive you into socializing as well.
Aw, to Lynn. That's really nice.
I should not have imposed.
Call your stupid bosses.
Why are they...
We said lock them up, not kill them. We need to get in touch with our ship.
These people are seeing the space koala as we speak.
Now, you're gonna get arrested by Starfleet. You're gonna be poor and stuck in a prison by space aliens.
Or let us out.
Almost reach our comm badges.
Whoa.
Thanks to Boimler's Bointer number 16.
The one about flora and fauna?
Yep, in our research we found this little tie-dyed coma beetle. Its bite makes you seem dead.
Its bite makes you seem dead.
We want to go back to the party.
We're clinically dead.
Man, I thought you were fun.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't, Boimler. Or... Oh my god. Let's go. Ooh. Now nobody loses.
Now both our families will get to keep their wealth, and the Queen is going to be happy that we compromised.
Or...
Everyone loses! The Syndicate will be taking both of your houses' wealth.
This isn't fair!
Well, then next time act like a pirate, not Starfleet.
Oh boy.
Thank you, but I'm gonna come home like all the time. Oh, I wanna cuddle that baby!
Baby! Here we go. Oh, Tendy!
Tendy?
Ah.
I can't wait to work on the shuttle with you.
Oh, Christ, that got me.
You destroyed the entire shuttle!
Oh no, whatever shall we do?
Hey, now we can rebuild the whole thing
Oh
together.
my god, good G's there.
Destroyed the shuttle.
I did.
After a long day of hauling treasure trash and getting abducted by robber barons, I could use a drink.
Treasure trash?
Oh my god. Yeah, they're back.
Your generosity is deeply appreciated.
It was your sister's idea, and I'm always happy to improve our diplomatic relations.
Plus, what are we gonna get to do with all this stuff?
Boys! Move it!
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. Hurry, you idiot. Don't drop anything.
Hop to Orion. Alrighty, everyone, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 2, Shades of Green, and the only thing left to do is to talk about it. Alright, everyone, just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 1, Shades of Green, and again, whenever I go in and I hear these titles, I'm like, Shades of Green, it can't possibly be about Tendi because the narrative team will make me think that, and then they'll do something different. Well, it's about Tendi. So... Again, I'm trying to literally outthink the obvious with this group. So again, it's a testament to the creatives that I'm always constantly trying to figure out something from both the titles and then being not disappointed ever, but being, I get redirected as to what they want to happen as opposed to what I think is going to happen, which I think is hilarious. But again, this show is very, very fun. And you know what I really think I like so far? I mean, watching the first 2 episodes that came out back to back, Um, it doesn't feel like it's the end, you know? It feels like we're just having another season where it's just another, because we already have a resolution somewhat. I mean, you can see that the Orion or the Orion storyline for Tendi is kind of tied off right now. It looks like there's no really dangly threads. Her family has wealth returned. You know, everything seems to be okay with her and her sister. You know, there's no more debt to be paid. So I mean, unless there's something that we as the audience is missing or that I am missing from, you know, some prior thing, it certainly looks like Tendi's story for this arc of her character development has been wrapped up. But like, you know, her relationship with her sister, her obligation to her family, you know, everything to her culture, her title as the mistress of the winter constellations, you know, all of these things that would basically be considered duty to Orion. um she's free of that now, you know, at the very it seems that she's free of that, so we can't logically assume that there's going to be a continuation of that story that could potentially affect Tendy's involvement aboard the Cerritos, not at this point anyway. So that means that we have to default back to, you know, do we have a seasonal story so far? And the only two kind of anomalies or carry throughs with the seasonal story are, one, we had a mention of multiple, almost too frequent quantum rifts in at the during the events of episode 1, Dos Cerrito. And but the thing that we have that is definitely carrying through, much like the sports almanac in the Back to the Future trilogy, is we have, you know, Bradward Boimler's the alternate bearded Boimler, his notepad, his pad, or, you know, I'm sure it has, like, you know, his logs and all that stuff in it. So that in and of itself could be a problem, because even though that they said the universes were very similar, like they were within, you know, just a fraction of a percent of being identical, there were still very noticeable differences between the two because of just experiences lost, experiences kind of slightly, you know, maybe less fulfilling, or more fulfilling, you know. So we just had just different switches, you know, like Billups and King Billups. So, but the real thing is what does that pad from Bearded Boimler, could it have a negative impact upon, you know, our Boimler or the universe at large? Does it contain some type of like historical information or some type of revelatory information, maybe about a person that we don't know? You know, it wasn't until we found out that Jack Ransom was, you know, a Romulan spy, or, you know, something like that. You know, could there be something hidden within the air quote pages of that pad that could be very detrimental, or, like, again, spark some type of narrative inside our universe, which I'm assuming that's what they're doing, because if they're mentioning something and having it act as kind of our serialized thread through each of these episodes, then we need to make sure, you know, Bointers have become a thing. We need to take notice of it. I mean, the narrative team isn't being subtle. I mean, they're definitely overtly saying, hey, you know, he's, you know, Boimler's using this thing, and so in using it and exploring it and reading it and all that stuff, he's going to come across something. And so now it's up to us to figure out what it is, and you know, do we get any hints or foreshadowing of what it will be before it's actually done? And that's always again, it's fun to do, but with this team is so smart that, you know, I'm wrong way more often than I'm right. And so that's the fun of the show. You know, absolutely, humor is its top tier, but again, this is a Star Trek show. These are creatives that love this show, that love every aspect of this show. They love all the series. And so many people say, you know, it's a love letter to Star Trek. I completely understand that, because there is not 1 ounce of parody that is insulting in any of this. Sure, there's plenty of things that are parodied, but none of it is done with malice. None of it is done with a ha ha, we're laughing at you and not with you. But, you know, some of the things that we hit on this one that, you know, the cutiny was also a fantastic term that I'm sure that I will never forget and very seldom have an opportunity to use. But by God, if mutiny ever comes up, you can be assured that I will also draw from the cutiny aspect of everything too. Very, very good. I'm so glad Tendi is back. We start, you know, again, it feels like, I don't want to say a normal season, but, you know, that's sort of what we have here. We just have an exploratory, you know, into each character. The characters are growing, but again, You know, with Rutherford, I've always loved Rutherford, but Rutherford is a stickler for making sure, you know, in a weird way, just like Tendi, making sure that his friends are okay, not really concerning himself with himself. That was when, you know, he could have been promoted a million times before he actually was. And then went to Billups and said, hey, you know, all those promotions I was supposed to have, can I get one now? And he's like, sure, you know. I absolutely like that. Absolutely love that. Really, really good stuff. But Rutherford, in and of himself, may be our problem lower decker in that he is going to be the one that really can't handle the change. You know what I mean? He loves being, you know, he was devastated with Tendi's loss. He's going to be just as happy with her return. But again, this is all smoke and mirrors. At some point, and it looks like it's going to be at some point this season, each member of the lower decks, all 5 of them, they're going to say goodbye. And whether it's to 1 or 2 of them and 3 of them stay together, or they all go their separate ways, this season likely sees them all say goodbye. And that's part of our journey too, friends. That's part of the way that we have to approach this. Every good story, every story that we've ever loved, every story that has been our favorites, every book that we've read 12, 20, 100 times, it ends. And when it ends, and that story ends, even if the characters continue in another book, you know, that story's over. The title, the story between that cover on those pages is over. And this one will be. The lower decks, the adventures of the USS Cerritos will be over in this incarnation. Could there be something in the future? I hope and pray. Maybe we get an animated movie. Maybe we get, you know, live action appearances again by Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid and everybody, you know, making their characters known. But again, we have to respect this final chapter of this fantastic book that we've read. We have to, you know, I talked about it at the end of number 1, and I'm not going to rehash it here, but we need to see how our characters end up. And in this kind of delivery of what will ultimately probably, likely, be a goodbye, we have to set up and see how our characters are going to, we know it's coming. We know that there is a goodbye coming. And we've got 8 episodes before it is said, maybe even before, maybe less. We have to start identifying how that effect is going to change our current lower deckers. And I think of all of them, Rutherford is the one that is going to have the most trouble with it. I'm actually worried about Rutherford because Rutherford has a lot of issues with just abandonment and, you know, and again, some of these he's forgotten. And some of these, you know, are kind of hidden by who he used to be and who he is now and what the new Rutherford has kind of used to kind of recreate himself. You know, Rutherford is because I see, you know, Beckett they'll all be sad to say goodbye to one another. But can Beckett go on without the rest of them? Absolutely. Can Boimler go on without the rest of them physically present? We've seen him do this, and we know he's ready. He'll be sad, sure. Can Tendi? Tendi just showed that she can. Tendi she'll have problems, but she can do it. T'Lyn will be able to do it too, but in her own Vulcan way, I am sure that this growth that she's had aboard the Cerritos is going to be she'll desperately want to recreate that because her journey is really just starting, you know, where she feels accepted. You know, she decided to stay on the Cerritos. She feels like she's the fit here as opposed to on a Vulcan craft where she's the anomaly. She's the you know, the emotional one. Here she fits. Here among a group of air quote outcasts, you know, T'Lyn has found a home. And so I think that of the two, if I had to place my money, Rutherford and T'Lyn, strangely enough, are going to have the most immediate problems with the end. But we'll have to see, friends, because our journey is to watch each and every one of these characters reach a fitting conclusion. And in a way, if we're talking about endings, which this is Tendi's story, for the most part, over now? You know, does Tendi just ride the wake with everybody else, help to finish the tales of other people like Rutherford, like Beckett, like Boimler and T'Lyn? I think that's what we see from Tendi. I think Tendi's story has been tied off. And can it be reopened or untied? Absolutely. But I think we can safely say that unless something pops up in the last 8 episodes, we've seen Tendi's development. And it's been fantastic. So that's our first pin on the board, friends. We put the pin up there, and we think, possibly, maybe, Tendy's arc is done. So now we have to turn to our others. Who will be next? Who will go through the process of saying goodbye, of ending their tale, of finishing a story only to start a new one, hopefully in the future? Friends, we'll just have to wait and see. Until we do so, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, greatly helps out my small channel, and it allows me to alert you every time we board the USS Cerritos for these final 8 episodes. But friends, if we do anything, Lower Decks included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon's in the description. But all that is then and this is now. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Because that's customary for us. We are part of the crew. Where were we in this episode? Friends, I say we take up the stories as they are presented to us. And we are in the hangar bay with the shuttlecraft as T'Lyn is taking it apart. And as we watch her deconstruct something that she thought she was working on to better Rutherford's mood, and in so doing the deconstruction, bettering Rutherford's mood, we wonder whose story is next. Who gets their arc tied off? Who has an ending that we can watch and remember, just like our favorite books? Until we find out, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.